This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi. And, well, it did get a little chilly yesterday, John, finally.
Yeah.
I felt a little chill in the air. I don't know about chilly. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, I guess it's all relative. You know, it depends on. I think it feels chilly because we have been so abnormally warm for so long that when we get back to an average temperature for this time of year, it feels frigid.
Yeah, and I went to the mall yesterday and actually wore boots. And
did you?
Yeah, and I wore boots one day,
That's
like
funny.
when I first moved here, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm dying of heat. But yesterday I was comfortable, but I felt weird wearing boots here.
Yeah. Well, oddly enough, you know, our low temperature of the day usually comes about this time of morning, you know. But yesterday, our low temperature of the day came just before the midnight hour because that cold air was starting to sneak in.
Right.
So, yeah, we're starting off the morning a little bit on the chilly side, I guess, for some folks. We'll look for temperatures to be mild all day today. In fact, this might be the coolest, most seasonable day that we have for the next 7, 8, 10 days, possibly. Yeah, that's true. We're looking at a daytime high today, comes in about 75 degrees, rain-free skies. A little patchy fog out there. Watch for that. Otherwise, pretty nice start to the day. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways. Everything's looking pretty good right now. No issues or delays in all of Manatee County. And moving along to Sarasota County, that too is looking pretty good for this time in the morning. All the major roadways are free and clear to get where you want to go. Now, topping our news this morning, a suspicious incident at an elementary school in Bradenton never happened.
Yeah, what seemed like a scary situation for a child originally is now believed to have never even taken place. On Tuesday, a child at Seabreeze Elementary School reported that a man approached him. The man then asked the little boy if he wanted some treats or goodies and to stop what he was doing and get in his car. But now the Bradenton Police Department is saying upon further investigation, they have found the claim to be false. Now, we let you know about the incident as new information came to light, and now we're listening to your reactions to the situation. You can make sure you can comment on Facebook, as your opinion is definitely worth listening to.
Yes, and then, yeah, definitely if you want to chime in, we would like to hear from the public, hear their input. And this morning, a $13,000 reward being offered by law enforcement to help bring one man to justice.
Yeah, investigators in Manatee County are offering the cash to anyone who can help them find the driver involved in a deadly Halloween hit and run. 41-year-old Clarence Johnson of Temple Terrace was killed around midnight on October 31st. Troopers say Johnson was walking along State Road 64 in East Manatee County near Southwest Oak Point Drive. That's when a Ford pickup truck or van hit and killed him. The driver then took off after the crash. Manatee County Crime Stoppers is partnering with several anonymous donors to offer the reward. If you have any information, call 866-634-TIPS.
And the Salvation Army taking time to remember those no longer with us.
Yeah, last night they held a vigil to memorialize the dozens of homeless individuals who died this year right here on the Suncoast. ABC 7's Ray Collins has the details.
Russell Kennedy, age 51.
Captain Andy Bailey read the names of the 32 people known to have died homeless in 2016 in Sarasota.
Francis Orbick, 54.
The Salvation Army estimates another 25 died in the streets of Manatee County, and most of them were drug users.
Yes, absolutely. The vast majority of them are.
Salvation Army's Chris Johnson says there's only so much they can do for their clients.
We consistently reach out every week, every day, but it is ultimately the choice of the individual as to whether or not they take part in anything we have to offer.
Kedrick Bull, age 58.
Those left behind join hands and pray for the loved ones they lost this year.
Who have graduated to glory.
Some of those at this ceremony say there'd be even more names read if not for the Salvation Army.
There's no place for them to go out there.
If there wasn't the Salvation Army, they would be all in the street.
They'd all be in the streets, that's right.
Timothy and Paul wish the city and county of Sarasota could do more.
Because there are a lot of homeless still out there yet.
What more could be done, do you think?
I think a lot of people of the city council and the government should get together and have a program to help more of these people.
Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, the number of deaths in the homeless community is higher than last year, but the city and the county seem to have different opinions on addressing that problem.
And they have not had a joint meeting in over a year, as they seem to have separate visions on approaching the concerns of the homeless. And if you live in Venice, you may want to pay some extra attention to where you park your vehicle.
Yeah, starting next week, Venice police officers will be cracking down on stricter parking rules. Every year during tourist season, police enforce a time limit for parking spaces along certain roads. That's because obviously of the influx of people, which in turn has more parking spots being in bigger demand. Now, starting on Wednesday, December 28th, drivers will only be able to stay parked on Venice, Nokomis, Nassau, and Miami Avenues for 2 hours. Signs have been posted to alert visitors of this new rule.
Basically to try to keep the spaces open for shoppers and be able to, help out the businesses downtown, not have the spaces occupied for hours at a time.
The Venice Police Department typically winds down the parking enforcement around May.
Bee Ridge Road was not the place to be on Tuesday night. There was a water main break by Swift, and a gravity sewer main out east at Wake Avenue broke or disrupted. About 10,000 gallons of raw sewage were discharged from that sewer line. County taking action to repair the pipeline and clear the area. The sewage reached the stormwater system, but the county says there is limited risk to public health. The popular home-sharing website Airbnb was a big moneymaker for Floridians this year.
But here on the Suncoast, Sarasota County is contemplating joining a multi-county lawsuit over taxes and Airbnb. The company told the tax collector's office in Sarasota County that it would not provide the names and addresses of renters, although that information is required by state law. Airbnb says this year Floridians who rented out their homes to visitors earned $273 million collectively, with more than 1.5 million visitors. And as the site continues to grow in users, people say renting through the site is a cheaper alternative to expensive vacation homes and hotels.
And the school district of Manatee County pushing for more funding this week as they say they needed to improve safety conditions for students walking to and from schools.
Yeah, the push comes on the heels of a student being attacked at a school bus stop just a few months ago in Bradenton. ABC 7's Rick Adams has the details.
It's very scary, especially crossing the street.
That's how one Bradenton resident feels about not having street lights anywhere near where she lives off of 34th Street West, right down the road from Bayshore High School. She didn't want to disclose her name, but says it's a challenge for her getting around, especially in her motorized wheelchair scooter.
Sometimes cars don't have their lights on and you can't see the cars either. So it's really dark. Can't see sidewalks, can't see nothing. It's hard to ride.
This area near Bayshore High School is one of the places Manatee County and the school district are looking to improve. Plans are to add lighting on a long stretch of 53rd Avenue West and 34th Street West. Sugg Middle School is right back there. There's a strong push here to add sidewalks to this side of the road. As cars go driving by on 59th Street, it can become a very dangerous situation because there are no sidewalks across the street from Sugg Middle School for several blocks. There's discussion about adding sidewalks here and around some other schools in Manatee County. Bradenton resident Patrick Webb is someone who walks and rides his bike on these roads every day. He tells us it's important for improvements to be done, whether it's the sidewalks or the lighting.
I think it's a great idea. It's very dark at night, and it is pretty dangerous with the way the cars drive up and down here very fast.
The Manatee County Public Works Department and the school district are hoping to receive money for these projects from the Safe Routes to School organization. In Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And speaking of students, one student on the Suncoast being honored for their work in the arts.
Yeah, Derek Guborn has been named a Young Arts finalist, a national recognition awarded for his outstanding dance talent. Now, Derek is just 17 years old and a high school senior in Manatee County. He's known by his peers as a hard worker with an amazing attitude as he trains and performs professionally with the West Coast Black Theater Troupe. His performances include appearances in shows such as The Best of Stevie Wonder, where he played Little Stevie Wonder. In the future, he hopes to continue his work as an entertainer.
Yeah, that was Stevie. John, you did an interview with one of the performers from Stevie
Wonder.
Oh,
lots of them, yeah. I tell you, they West Coast Black Theater Troupe just does amazing work. They really do.
I'll have to check them out.
And it's just a half a block from our office, right?
I have driven by it before.
Yeah, they do good stuff. They've been decades in the making, too. I mean, there's a guy that Nate Jacobs had a vision, and boy, he just wouldn't let up until he got that vision as a reality here on the Suncoast. And it's
good for him.
Really done a lot, I think, in many ways to sort of transform the theater scene here in Sarasota. So it's really impressive. Good stuff. Yeah. Congratulations to that young man. We're looking at some very pleasant weather around here today, and then some big changes coming up for the weekend. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Thanks, John. Still ahead, could Christmas gifts hold you up at the airport? Well, we'll tell you what you need to know about traveling with presents, wrapped and unwrapped this holiday season.
And coming up later in the hour, a massive gridlock out of Los Angeles. The problem that's delayed thousands from traveling home to their loved ones. Stay with us.
The year is winding down, and that means big savings for you during the Big Finish event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Grand Cherokees, or save big on a brand new 2017 Jeep Patriot. Stop by today and drive away in a new Jeep Compass for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
Hey, I'm really glad that you're taking a few moments to check out this video about the ministry of First Sarasota Downtown Baptist Church. I'm William Hill, lead pastor here at First Sarasota. For the last 15 years, it's been my privilege to share in the life of this faith community, a community that centers itself around faith, friends, and family. Indeed, it is a ministry that's been in existence right here in this wonderful city for over a century.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
We have again this morning some low-hanging clouds around the area. We have some haze in the atmosphere, some little patchy fog, not too terribly dense. It won't be a big problem for your morning commute, but it's around. Our dew points have fallen, though, markedly, but so too has our air temperature. So consequently, we have this temperature and dew point that are within a couple of degrees of each other, and we do have that patchy fog issue around. 57 degrees, our current air temperature, a dew point of 56. That's closer to the average for this time of year. And as we head into the afternoon and start to warm, we'll mix away these clouds and leave us with a mostly sunny sky. And our daytime high temperatures will be in the mid-70s, which again will be pretty average for this time of year. A few degrees above, actually, but closer to average than we've seen. And today will probably be the last for a week and a half as we start a warming trend that begins as early as tomorrow. We have 58 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca coming in at 56, Parrish at 55, Bradenton at 55, Lakewood Ranch at 57, 59 degrees in Northport, 60 in Punta Gorda, 60 in Inglewood and Venice and Longboat Key, and 57 degrees at Lakewood Ranch and 57 degrees in Sarasota. Across the state today, if you look at the dew point values, that is the amount of moisture in the air, you can clearly see that we have some cooler temperatures that have moved in. Yesterday we were in the 60s, day before that we were in the 70s, so it's nice to see some of this cooler dew point air move in and make the air feel a little more crisp and comfortable, I guess you could say. Down to the southern tip of the state, there are still some higher dew point values around, and you could actually pick up a shower or two down in the very, very southern tip of the Florida Straits. Temperatures across the region are pretty comfortable, I think. You got 55 degrees in Orlando, 53 in Tampa, Fort Myers at 63. The further south you go, of course, the warmer the temperatures become as the amount of moisture in the air is higher. 67 right now in Miami and 72 in Key West. But where the air is drier, it's cooler. 41 degrees in Gainesville, 41 in Jacksonville, 46 in Tallahassee. Eventually, over the next several days, an easterly wind flow is going to start moistening up our atmosphere once again, and the temperatures that we see around the region right now will start to warm. No doubt about that. We'll probably be at least 10 degrees warmer for a daytime high by the time we get to Sunday than we will be today. So you look across the nation, the eastern seaboard looks pretty quiet. A big ridge of high pressure exists here. We do have one little short wave trying to pull a frontal boundary through our area currently, or at least into the state of Florida. And then back to the west, an area of low pressure is developing that could produce some pretty appreciable snowfall accumulations in parts of the southwest and eventually into the northern plains. But that one will have very little effect on our weather. For us, this diving southward of the air that you see here, this sort of minimal diving southward, is part of the cool front that will stall out and never really impact our weather all that much. Well, indirectly it will. We'll show you what I mean in just a moment. Some drier air filtering southward has brought us a little bit more sunshine for the second half of the day yesterday. We kind of cleared out. Overnight, fairly clear skies. A little bit of moisture trapped in a thin layer of the atmosphere will lead to some scattered clouds around this afternoon, and then a frontal boundary just to the north of that will be sinking southward. But that front stalls out, never making it to us. In fact, it does more than that. It lifts northward as a warm front, and we start a warm-up trend that begins as early as tomorrow. So here's your forecast. Looks like this. Northeast wind surges a bit during the overnight. That'll bring you a light chop and 2-foot seas. I think during the evening and nighttime hours over the next couple of days, you might see those winds surging. And check it out. As we head into the weekend, our daytime high temperatures crack the 80-degree mark, and we stay pretty close to that all the way through, probably all the way through next week into the beginning of the new year. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways. It's pretty quiet on the roadways right now. What traffic there is moving along without any problems. State Road 64 going out to 75 and State Road 70 both moving along nicely, as is University. For now, that is. University always a trouble spot at 75, but right now everything looks good in Manatee County. Sarasota County, too, is moving along without any issues at this point in time.
Well, travelers across the country can expect an increase, obviously, in both traffic in the air and on the ground this weekend.
Yeah, AAA predicting more Americans will travel this year's holiday season than ever before. The group believes more than 103 million Americans are expected to travel. About 93 million of them will be driving, which is a 1.5% increase over last year. And AAA's study finds lower gas prices and increased consumer spending are both driving forces behind the increase, although we reported last week that gas prices are higher this Christmas season than last year. So
interesting.
People just want to drive, that's it. Yeah. And as airports are already busy with travelers headed to holiday destinations, there are some guidelines you should keep in mind when bringing gifts. And you went out to the airport and talked to them specifically about this yesterday.
Yeah,
right?
and they said before taking off with Christmas presents for your loved ones, you're going to double check how you pack them, because it could really make or break how fast you get through security.
Yes, indeed.
While packing a beautifully wrapped gift in your luggage may seem like a great way to avoid shipping costs, or your best option when it comes to getting your presents to your final destination, you may be causing more trouble for yourself than expected.
Sometimes if they can't decipher what it is, they're going to have to take it apart, and that's never a good thing.
That's why TSA is warning travelers that even the smallest of gifts can hold up the line when it comes to getting through security. Oftentimes, TSA agents have to screen items, and wrapped gifts are no exception. Airports are warning passengers that if they do check or carry on luggage with wrapped gifts, they may get opened for inspection or worse, confiscation. We spoke to some passengers at Sarasota Bradenton International who say the regulations don't concern them.
They're all wrapped, they're ready to go, and I'm ready to go.
Meanwhile, for others, they say they're bringing gifts, but saving the wrapping for their final destination.
The clothing are in my checked luggage, not the jewelry, of course. So when I get there, I just need to open them up, put the boxes together, a little paper wrapping on them, some tape, and they're good to go.
And others making the holidays a little easier by shopping locally with family members, such as Linda Austin, who plans to do so with her daughter.
She knows the places to shop, and I love to shop, so we'll just have fun. It'll be the fun of Christmas shopping.
The president of SRQ, Rick Piccolo, says all travelers must abide by TSA regulations regarding prohibited items on board aircrafts, such as no more than 3 ounces of liquid in a carry-on, despite the holidays.
Now, will the TSA actually unwrap the gifts if they can't see through them on the security screenings? Well, what do you think?
Yeah, well, Piccolo told me that if you do wrap your gifts, they are subject to being open, which is, you know, some people say they are worried about it, some people say they're not, but a majority of folks said, you know, whatever the TSA has to do to make sure that they're safe on their holiday travels, they are willing to have their wrapped gifts be unwrapped if that's what it takes.
And do you think the TSA guys, at least when they unwrap the gift, they act like they're surprised at what they got for Christmas to at least make you feel like you wrapped it for a reason?
Right. I would if I was one of them.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh my gosh, what a lovely present. Thank
I knew
you.
I wanted an Afghan for Christmas. I knew that's what I wanted.
That's what you were going to get me.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Super Mario Run is breaking records already. The outstanding amount of downloads that has game developers rejoicing.
And coming up at 5:30, a gift from Snoop Doggy Dog, or is it just Snoop Dogg, or is it Snoop Lion? The startling situation that connected one woman with the star rapper. Don't go anywhere.
It's been an emotional time politically and socially this year.
But during a season when hearts are a little more open to love, we want to talk about good things to believe in.
We believe in service and making a difference in others' lives. We believe in hearing the other point of view.
We believe in being kind, no matter how busy the day is.
We believe friends and family are the best recipe in your kitchen.
We hope you believe too.
Happy holidays from ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Only Fiat gives you Italian engineering with a heavy dose of Suncoast style. So what are you waiting for? Hurry in for big savings during the Big Finish event going on now at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Sarasota, we're uncorking something special at Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room. Shop in a relaxed atmosphere with our wine specialists. You'll find 1,000 international wines, 200 under $20. National brand and boutique liquors at competitive pricing. Handcrafted beers. Stop by Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room today and let us show you something exceptional.
All right, it's 5:25, and Uber giving the boot to self-driving cars in California.
Yeah, ABC's Mara Chavez-Campo and Candace Gibson have the details.
In today's Tech Bites, Uber's self-driving cars are off California's roads. The state revoked the registrations of the 16 cars being used for the test, saying they weren't properly marked as test vehicles.
Uber says it felt that the presence of a human in each car made the vehicles exempt from the law. There's no word yet on Uber's next move.
Super Mario Run has raced into the record books, topping 40 million downloads in just 4 days.
I'm next. Super Mario Run is Nintendo's first smartphone game, and it's now the fastest-selling iOS game in the history of the App Store, even beating out Pokemon Go. Some clever folks have revealed the world's smallest snowman. The snowman is 3 microns tall.
He consists of silica spheres, which is silicon and oxygen. He's so tiny he cannot be seen by human eyes. His image can only be captured by using a powerful microscope. But what a smile. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a good one.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Fruit of the Loom. There are some people you should give underwear to this holiday. And there are some people you shouldn't. People you should. Shouldn't.
Janice!
Should. Shouldn't. Yes. No. Should. No way. Should. No. Definitely not. Nah. You shouldn't give underwear to everybody, but for those you do, give them Fruit of the Loom.
Just press clean and let Roomba from iRobot help with your everyday messes. Roomba navigates your entire home, cleaning up pet hair and debris for up to 2 hours, which means your floors are always clean. You and Roomba from iRobot, better together.
This is everything. Honey Bunches of Oats with real strawberries. It's all of this, and especially that. What? Yep, add this and you've got strawsomberry. Honey Bunches of Oats with real strawberries. This is everything.
The Jingle 5K is almost here. Get ready to spread your holiday cheer as you join our team of elves and jingle all the way through our 5K race course at Lakewood Ranch Main Street. Bring out the whole family for our holiday festivities and access to our huge post-race party. The Jingle 5K starts at 7 p.m. Thursday, December 22nd at Lakewood Ranch Main Street. Come on out to spread your holiday cheer at one of the most festive 5Ks of the year.
The Jingle 5K!
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
This holiday season, give the greatest gifts of all, performance and peace of mind. Subaru was named the 2016 Best Overall Brand, Most Trusted and Best Performance Brand by Kelley Blue Book. And ALG has named Subaru its top mainstream brand for residual value for 2016. Now during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease a new Outback for just $229 a month or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Ridin' at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a Taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, Europe hunting for the terrorist who planned the Christmas market attack. What new details are coming to light in that investigation?
And victims injured during the explosion in Mexico are now coming to the U.S. for treatment. What's being done for those affected as the death toll continues to rise?
And North Carolina legislators running into trouble with their appeal. What's putting a halt on their efforts against the so-called bathroom bill?
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And along with John Scalzi, I'm Don Brennan. Indeed, Thursday before Christmas, and a little Christmas gift to you. I got an email from Suncoast Endoscopy in Sarasota, and everybody there watches every morning. They did say they only get to watch the 5, so it's nice to have a little femininity at 5.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes.
Very much
they
is.
said it's nice, a welcome addition, Jacqueline.
Oh, thank you.
And they spoke kindly of you. They said nothing about me, but you know.
Oh.
No, but it was nice to hear. There's some very nice emails.
Yeah.
Definitely noticing, because before that I heard nothing. Now that Jacqueline's here, we hear a lot.
Exactly. Exactly. Now the emails will start pouring in.
Oh, well, thanks, guys.
It's great to have you here.
Thanks.
And we have a little bit of a cooler start to the day. Believe it or not, though, actually the temperatures outside are running around 5 degrees above average. Even though it feels a lot cooler out there this morning. We're in the 50s anyway. We're looking at a daytime high that tops out very pleasant, coming in the mid-70s. With a mix of sun and clouds, we have a little bit of patchy fog out there this morning, particularly in the southernmost parts of the viewing area. Watch for that, though it shouldn't be a big deal in terms of your commute. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Taking a look at traffic this morning. Not much traffic this morning, which is good to hear at 5:30. Everything is moving along. 75, 301, 41 in Manatee County. You see the bridges coming to and from Palmetto are wide open right now. Heading down into Sarasota County, there are no issues or delays in Sarasota County as well, starting with University Parkway and going all the way down to Northport and Toledo Blade Boulevard. 75 is looking good all the way through. Now, topping our news this half hour, after the devastating attack in Berlin, a new joint bulletin is being released warning of lone wolf terror attacks.
Yeah, now all of Europe is on the urgent hunt for a suspect. ABC's Maggie Ruley has more.
Overnight, a rare search across Europe for this man, 24-year-old Anas Amri of Tunisia. Germany warns he could be armed and dangerous. According to a German lawmaker, Amri's wallet and ID were found in the battered semi-truck after it bulldozed through this crowded Berlin Christmas market, crushing stalls, killing 11 and injuring dozens more. Now police searching what they believe to be his home, as German terror officials have had their eye on Amri since he came to the country seeking asylum in 2015. It was denied over concerns about his ties to radical Islamists and allegations of petty crimes. Germany then tried to deport him, but he didn't have the paperwork to prove he was Tunisian, and so he stayed. Now, Berlin's responding to the tragedy by opening up the city's famed Christmas markets once again. ABC's Matt Gutman is there.
People have been going out to them. They have been urged to get back to normal by the government here, but they've opened under heavy security. We've seen barriers, concrete barriers go up in a lot of those markets and a lot more police presence.
The attacks also reminding Americans to be on alert. Federal and local law enforcement authorities have issued an urgent bulletin amid growing concerns that a similar attack could happen here on U.S. soil, warning specifically that Times Square's annual New Year's Eve celebration could be a target, saying that while there's no specific threat, we remain concerned about unaffiliated lone offenders and homegrown violent extremists targeting the event. Again, authorities say that there's no specific credible threat, but they do warn that terror groups remain intent on attacking Western targets, citing the threat of a lone wolf attack right here in the U.S. Maggie Ruley, ABC News, Washington.
Well, the death toll is still on the rise in Mexico, where officials now say that that disaster has killed at least 32 people.
Yeah, I mean, just the smoke and the explosions were just so phenomenal to see and so sad. And 32 people, obviously said, killed, 60 more sent to the hospital. The deadly explosion in Mexico caused a chain reaction disaster, sending the rockets shooting hundreds of feet in the air, smoke hiding the horror on the ground, with rows of charred stalls and burned vehicles and the wreckage. Fireworks are a grand part of Mexican culture during the holidays, and 80% of the country's supply comes from this region. But now all that locals can do is mourn the loss of those in the accident as officials investigate what triggered those explosions. Still not coming to a conclusion on what caused the blasts.
But some good news for those injured in the blast, though, as several of those suffering are being transferred to Texas for specialized care. One of those victims, a 13-year-old, was airlifted to the Shriners Burn Hospital in Galveston, Texas for treatment. A 4-year-old girl will also be treated there as well. Authorities are working to get those affected by the explosion the best care possible. And a worrisome situation for those traveling to and from LA this morning, as we're hearing that the Los Angeles International Airport has been gridlocked.
Developing overnight, massive delays, leaving thousands of travelers concerned that this, it's happening not even 24 hours after passengers were evacuated from the area due to suspicious bags being found at LAX. As the situation clears up, Leanne Sutter brings us the latest.
A holiday nightmare for travelers at LAX. Major traffic tie-ups outside the terminal and out on the tarmacs. Planes left waiting for hours after landing.
We arrived at 4:07 and got off the plane at 6:37. We're on the tarmac for 2.5 hours.
A ground stop forcing some flights to land at other airports, from Ontario to Phoenix to San Francisco. And on other planes, passengers trapped out on the runways as increased flights, construction, and weather created the perfect storm for major tarmac tie-ups.
Whatever happened on the ground prior to our leaving Seattle, Washington to come to Los Angeles, California, something happened here and it kind of started the domino effect.
Outside the terminals, a similar situation. More than 100,000 vehicles are expected to pass through the central terminal area today, one of the 2 busiest travel days of the holiday season.
The holidays, you can always count on it. It's pretty nuts. It's like 30, 40 minutes just to get in and out.
For travelers and crew, this holiday has many seeing red.
Our pilot was telling us that it would be like another 20 minutes. He hasn't seen so much airplanes on one track in a few years, so it took us a while to get to our gate, but we're here now.
All right, well, we also have an update on North Carolina legislators trying to repeal controversial House Bill 2.
And now their attempts to repeal what many know as the bathroom bill are failing. HB 2, which was signed into law in March, bans people from using public bathrooms that don't correspond with their biological sex, the one listed on their birth certificates. Yesterday, the state legislature was unable to reach a consensus on whether or not to repeal it. The legislature adjourned for the holiday break without coming to a conclusion. Both sides blame the other for failure to repeal the bill. The legislature will be back in session on January 11th, but for now, HB 2 stands as law in North Carolina. And speaking of controversial matters, Donald Trump's family now backing away from fundraising events following his election. The president-elect calling out Hillary Clinton for pay-for-play deals with the Hillary Foundation. Now it's being called out for his own family's involvement in questionable situations similar. Now this after his sons were involved with a charity fundraiser that allowed donors the chance to get close to them.
Access to the people close to the president is a very valuable commodity, and people are willing to pay 6-7 figures for it.
Trump's 2 sons were listed as initial directors of the charity involved with the original event and have since had their names removed as directors of the charity. Moving forward, Trump's family expected to refrain from gatherings involving this kind of activity.
And despite President-elect Donald Trump vowing to repeal and replace Obamacare, this morning we're now learning nearly 6.4 million Americans have now signed up for coverage for 2017. Federal officials announcing that the total is increasing by more than 400,000 signups than that of last year. The administration is now making a big push for enrollment as President Obama prepares to leave office. And even with concerns that enrollment would be impacted by rising costs, the number of insurers leaving the exchange.
And as many more Americans are getting help with health care, one veteran got much more than insurance.
Yeah, after finding himself on the brink of death, he was able to recover and return home, only his new life is much more than he ever expected. 63-year-old Navy veteran Billy Myers had been at the VA hospital being treated for COPD after losing a lung to cancer. His family already planning that the veteran's funeral, thinking that he would not make it home. But Billy made it through, and their concerns shifted to the next biggest problem, his home that was nearly collapsing. Now, after learning about his situation, Helping Heroes of America decided to step in and spent $30,000 to transform his home.
I know you had wood up in there, but we thought it'd be a little cleaner and easier to clean with the tile.
We put a new cabinet in and a countertop over there and an upper cabinet. Wow. It's probably the most inspirational job that I've ever done in the 26 years that I've been in business.
Well, now Billy is living in his newly renovated home in peace as the old dust, debris, and damage in the 100-year-old building can no longer take a toll on his health. He says no one can ever know how much he appreciates the kind act, and he's honored to be surrounded with love this holiday season.
Right, and Billy, not the only one getting a big surprise this time of year. Social networking site Reddit has been offering a Secret Santa gift exchange program, and one woman got a much bigger gift than she bargained for. This package showed up on her porch, and you'll never guess who it's from. Snoop Dogg, the famed rapper and TV personality, turned out to be her Secret Santa, sending her a card signed by him, as well as a Snoop Dogg shirt, slippers, a drone, and socks. And I think it would have been more cool if he showed up on her doorstep, you know what I mean? But it is pretty
cool. How do you get Snoop Dogg as your Secret Santa?
I get Bill Gates. I don't know. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, that would be the
I like
secret
how
benefactor.
He included the socks, of course. I mean,
yeah, of course.
If you're gonna send a Christmas gift, you gotta have the socks.
That's right. That's right. Surprised that was all that was in the package from Snoop Dogg.
Oh, man.
we have some pleasant weather for you this morning. A nice start to the day. Things will be changing though as we head into the weekend. We'll talk about that in a minute.
And coming up, the holiday season stressing you out? Stressing me out, that's for sure. What simple exercise you can do to cut down on stress. Stay with us.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. We get ready for the taste of Hanukkah. Free Fall Theater brings us Peter Pan, plus the best new baby products and Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
If we don't like what a mayor does, we don't have to re-elect them. We can hold them to what they said they would do. There's no holding a city manager what he says he'll do.
Rethinking Sarasota city government. With commission elections coming up, some are saying it's time for a change. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll speak with those on both sides.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
Sarasota, we're uncorking something special at Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room. Shop in a relaxed atmosphere with our wine specialists. You'll find 1,000 international wines, 200 under $20. National brand and boutique liquors at competitive pricing. Handcrafted beers. Stop by Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room today and let us show you something exceptional.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
The year is winding down,
And that means big savings for you during the Big Finish event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Take home a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Or stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Renegade for just $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So a lot of people will walk outside and say, oh, what a nice, cool, crisp start to the morning. How unusual at 55-degree dew point and an air temperature of 56. We're actually 4 degrees above average for this time of morning at this time of year. So we're starting off on the warm side, though it feels pretty comfortable, and a little bit on the cool side because we've been so abnormally warm for so long. We have a little bit of cloud cover out there. We have a little bit of patchy fog, a little mist as well in places. But all of that is really no impediment to morning commute, and we should start off the morning with a beautiful, beautiful start to the day. No rain falling on any of the area roadways. Yeah, we got a little bit of low clouds out there, but that'll mix away and bring us a mostly sunny sky today. It'll be a great day. We're looking at 57 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia at 58, Mayaca 55, 54 Parrish, Bradenton at 55, Lakewood Ranch at 56, Northport 58, 60 in Punta Gorda, 60 in Inglewood, and 59 degrees Longboat Key. Chilly dew points to the north of us. I say chilly because when the dew points are low, the nighttime temperatures can fall off and become low as well. So we can have morning temperatures in the 40s up around Tallahassee and Jacksonville. And if we look at the temperature structure across the state, you will notice that, in fact, we do have some temperatures in the 40s there. 41 degrees in Gainesville, Jacksonville, 46 degrees in Tallahassee. We've had a kind of consistent northeast wind that's going to shift a little bit more to the east now. And as we get that easterly wind, it'll transport moisture all the way across the state, and it'll take these morning temperatures and make them a little bit warmer over the next several mornings. So temperatures that are right now in the 50s will probably be in the 60s by tomorrow at this time. We have across the nation some pretty quiet weather in the eastern half of the United States. We do have one little front trying to sag south, producing a little bit of cloud cover here. But it's back to the west where your eye is drawn to this area of low pressure exiting out of the Four Corners. This area of low pressure is going to bring some pretty appreciable snowfalls, rain showers as well, to parts of the open plains and eventually into the Ohio Valley before it basically just dampens out. High pressure will then build in. Now, we are looking at this front sinking southward today. Some drier air moved through yesterday, kind of cleared out the cloud cover, persistent cloud cover that we had for a good portion of the day. We won't have that today. The front sinks south. It stalls initially, and then before ever really impacting our weather, lifts back north as a warm front, and we start to warm as early as tomorrow into the 80s. Warm start up to the day. Not much in the way of any kind of rainfall activity across our region. Still some showers over on the other coast, but nothing that's too serious, nothing that's going to be a big problem for them. Northeast wind comes in at about 10 knots, northeast at 10 to 15 later tonight, surging a bit in the overnight. That'll be the same thing that'll happen tomorrow night as well. And then as we get into the weekend, temperatures climb into the 80s, and we'll be looking for about a 10-degree above average temperature stretch for probably 7 to 10 days. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways. Things are looking good. A little bit of an issue right there at Cortez and 41. Cortez as you're heading westbound across 41, but it's not an accident or any kind of impediment, just a little bit of backup at that traffic light. Otherwise, everything in Manatee County is looking good. You look at Sarasota County and 75, 301, 41, all moving along without any problems. And no matter how much you enjoy them, the holidays, obviously a very hectic time of year.
Yeah, but have no fear. This morning we have a tip to handle that inevitable stress that obviously comes with the holiday season. Mind and body coaches say that while stress typically increases during the holidays, there is something simple you can do to help. Most directly, they say you can help alleviate stress with the way you breathe. Just go ahead and try it. First, inhale through your nose, letting your chest rise as you breathe in the air. Then put your hand over your torso as you exhale. They say the exercise helps you calm down.
That's right. You want to breathe into your diaphragm so your diaphragm expands. Let's try it. Ready? Serenity now. Serenity now.
I have to get myself serious here. I don't think I can.
All right. Well,
Meditation here
Yes.
on Good Morning Suncoast.
I feel less stressed already.
Good for you. I'm going to need to cut down on the coffee for any less stress to happen. Well, anyway, as kids are being let out for the school for the holiday season, it's also important to keep an extra eye on them during any winter fun, of course.
Yeah, doctors say accidents and injuries can happen when we least expect it, like outdoor activities, of course, and home activities. Doctors say that most of the kids who participate in organized groups or public sporting arenas don't see serious injuries because they're wearing the appropriate gear and are following the safety measures. However, the risk does increase for kids who are active on their own at home.
It's okay to let kids be kids, but they need to be appropriately supervised. Even the tweens, you know, the ones who are infallible, nothing can happen to them, and they've never tried out a specific sport before or have tried it out, but it's been quite a while. They just might need watching.
We just added to all the parents' holiday stress because now they'll be at work thinking, I
They're
should have
gonna
never
need
left
to
my kid
breathe.
home. To help prevent injuries, doctors recommend making sure that even when away from designated sporting areas, you familiarize your kids with the gear they need and with safety precautions, especially like skateboards, elbow pads, wrist guards, because breaking wrists on skateboards, rollerblades, you know, any kind of those boogie boards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest number one.
Well, the
injury,
more
so
you
broken
know here
wrists.
on Good Morning Suncoast. Breathing exercises and keeping your children safe.
We're here for you.
Of course we are.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast.
The story of one mother who got caught in tough times this holiday season, how a group of strangers helped her not only with funds, but also transportation and a job. Stay with us.
Google GoWildHonda.com. Lease a CRV for $219 during Wild's final clearance. Just $219 and 0 down. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Only Fiat gives you Italian engineering with a heavy dose of Suncoast style. So what are you waiting for? Hurry in for big savings during the Big Finish event going on now at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Google GoWildHonda.com. Lease a Civic for $179 during Wild's final clearance. Just $179 and 0 down. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Welcome back, everyone. Here's what's coming up at 6 o'clock. One miner in Bradenton in hot water after a suspicious incident is proving to be untrue. How the police department is now calling out the situation that's left many on the Suncoast concerned. And a $13,000 reward now being offered to anyone who can help investigators with a hit-and-run case. How police urgently trying to find the driver involved in that deadly Halloween accident in Manatee County.
We're all strangers. We all just met today.
One woman in Wisconsin
is sharing her story that she believes is a holiday miracle. After her children wanting to be closer to their father, Amy Rickle wound up homeless and jobless with her 3 children. When reaching out to a friend on Facebook for prayer, she says she messaged a stranger by mistake. But rather than ignore her, he then stepped in to help, bringing together support for Amy, as well as a vehicle, a job offer, and funds for housing.
She really tugged at our heartstrings, and we just felt like this holiday season we couldn't let the kids be out in the cold, and we cleared out a room and brought them home.
Well, all the help came to Raquel's family within about a 9-day span. Now she says she is extremely grateful.
Wow, just all by emailing a stranger, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten in trouble for that before. I didn't get a vehicle out of it. No, I'm just kidding.
That is an awesome story.
That is.
Cool.
That is.
Cool. Well, again, we keep talking about giving back.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
John's going to help do his breathing exercise a little bit
There we go.
when we come back. All right, more headlines when we come back as well.